Yo, what is up guys, welcome to a new video. This is the chapter number 2 of my new YouTube series on how to make a remix. For people that don't know it, I'm using a remix I released this past Friday, 22 of June. It's a remix I did for a competition of the track Like I Do by David Guetta, Martin Garrix and Brooks. And in the last video we talked about the breakdown, the build-up, how to get ideas from the original track, how to use the vocal to make it sound different, some tricks and things like that. Okay, and in this one I'm going to try to explain the drop and the second breakdown. Don't wait more and let's get to the video. Alright guys, so here we are. This is the part of the drop. Okay, it starts here and it ends here. Okay, I start with the kick. It's just a normal kick, nothing else, not crazy, just taking out here the kick and here. And in the second part of the drop, I put the kick a bit later. Okay, in the first beat there's no kick. Then we have the claps following the kick. But here I added a bit more rhythm. I reversed one clap and I added two here. Okay, so it adds more rhythm and it's not the same all the time. And the rides are just following the kick. Then in the second part I wanted to add more rhythm, so I added this shaker that I already used in the breakdown. This shaker has a just this little thing here that what it does, it cuts the sound just at the beginning of the beat and at the end, so the kick is more clean, the punch of the kick. Okay, because I felt it has too much punch. And then just crazy things I used in all my tracks. Okay, in all my tracks, in every 2 bars or at least in every 4 bars, I add random sounds to make the track more interesting. Okay, just this little thing. I cut it this part. Okay, so it's just like that. Okay, now let's talk about the synth. We have the leads, the chorus, the bass line and the sub. And in the leads I cut the beginning of the leads because as I have a filter, it happens a lot of time with some plugins. As I have a filter here, it creates like a Leo attack. Okay, too much attack, and it interferes with the kick, so I had to cut it here. As I'm using the recorder, I cannot play it because it crashes, so let's play just the leads with the percussions. Okay, I talked about them in the previous video. If you didn't watch it, let's go. And here in the half of the drop, what that is like a radio effect. Okay, it's really simple. In FL Studio, you have in the parameter EQ. Okay, let's open a new one. You have here a preset called radio thing, or yeah, radio. Okay, and it creates this sound. Okay, so I decided to add it here. It makes it different. Okay, so what I did, just enable this at this part. Okay, and then automate the bands of the high frequencies. Okay, so it's like it's taking out and it's coming back all the highs. And then here at the beginning of the second part of the drop, what it did, it just cut the leads. Okay, so it creates this like feel, this rhythm. Okay, that it adds a lot of energy and nothing else. Let's talk about the chords. It's just a layer of 2 sounds, this sound and this one. Okay, a lower one and a higher one. And as you can see here, it's not that great, just EQ and a bit of OTT. If I take out all the effects and I put them back, it's not that great, you know. I just cut a bit the mids and a bit of the highs to leave a space for the bass line and the leads. Okay, then the bass line is a layer of 4 sounds. As you can see, I decided to use 2 lower bass lines and 2 higher bass lines, and it's like trying to cover all the spectrum. Okay, with this high one, I use it for like cover the space because it's so soft. Okay, with this one I decided to cover like the dry signal. It's a lot more distorted, and also with the bass line. This is not that dry, okay, it's not that distorted, it's more soft. And this adds a different attack, you know. And on these two, on the high ones, okay, I decided to put the gross beat. Is this preset of the gross beat, and it creates this like arpeggio effect. If I put it to the max, okay, so this creates more rhythm, more movement on the bass line. About the sub bass, I just used the 3x oscillator of FL Studio because it's just a sine wave. Okay, you don't have to use serum or things like that. It's just a sine wave. And what I decided to do here in this track is to put 2 octaves of the sub bass to cover the very low end and a higher one. Okay, because if you look here, it covers this area. It's more or less 100 hertz or thing like that. And with this, I covered the really sub bass. Okay. If I take out the effects, it's not that much. Okay, then on the second part, I decided to put new things. Okay, to keep the drop interesting, and I decided to put this Kashmir vocal. Okay. Because it covers a lot of space. It's like an atmosphere thing, you know, and it creates movement. Just the white noise to cover the highs. Okay, and then some just crashes and things like that. Not that crazy. And then here at the end of the drop, what I did is to put the vocal again. Okay, so it's like you don't forget it. But what I decided to do is to put the delay. So at this part it keeps going, the vocal. Okay, and about the second breakdown, it's not that different. Okay, we have the vocal as in the first part. The difference is that in this case we don't have the vocoder vocals, so it's just the normal one, and this way it's a bit different than the previous breakdown. Okay, we have the kick, also we have these rides and these shakers and so on. We have the pianos and the pads and the strings as before, but in this case, for example, this guitar that was following the vocal, the melody of the vocal, it is not here, and what I decided to put here is just this arpeggio. Okay, if you don't know how to make arpeggios, it's so simple. If you take, for example, your chords, okay, if you click Alt A, you create this. It's the arpeggio, and you can control it the way you want. For example, normal one, okay, is following the arpeggio. If we flip, it's the other way, up to down. If you alternate, it goes random. And you can click here if you want to go sing with the chord. So when the chord changes, the arpeggio changes. Or just with time, okay, I think like that, and you create this arpeggio. And then I decided to put this high thing. I use it in an old track. I think it's just a really high string or a really high sine wave, but I just bounced it from that previous track I did, and nothing else here. So let's listen to this part. Alright, so at this point what I decided to do is to use other things, okay, change the breakdown, not just put the build-up as in the first breakdown, so it's not that bored. And what I decided to do is to take an idea of hardstyle track, and hardstyle they use some, there are euphoric moments, okay, where it's just the leads and a lot of chords and something really huge. I decided to put these hardstyle chords here. Okay, they are super wet. They have a delay here to make it wider, and some fuller. I also put the sub bass, this crowd effect to fill up more the space. And this goes with the leads. I don't know if I can play or if it's gonna crash. Without these chords, with the chords. Okay, they are soft, but they cover a lot of space and make it sound super huge. The piano is also there to cover more like the mid-low section. And to use a real sound, okay? Just with the rides and the claps. I don't have the kick here. And then I just have the build-up again. It's the same build-up, I think. Exactly the same. Yeah, exactly the same. Using also the same vocal on these things. And for this tutorial, I think it's enough. Okay. In the next one, I will talk about the second drop because I changed it a bit from the first one. So again, it is not the same, and the track keeps evolving. It keeps changing because I hate those tracks where both breaks and breakdowns are exactly the same and both drops are exactly the same. So I prefer to use new things and experiment. And I will also talk about the intro and the outro. And the thing I want you to have in mind is that you need to experiment, okay? You have to keep the track interesting, adding new things, taking out some things, keep the rhythm going with, for example, a filter kick, as I used in both breakdowns. You need to try to adapt other styles, other genres you like. For example, in this case, I decided to take the idea of hardstyle tracks and just try new things. Okay, this way you will have more interesting tracks, more unique tracks, and you won't be doing what everybody's doing. Okay, so just that, guys. Leave a like, leave a comment if you want about, I don't know, if you want me to explain something, if you want to say hello or whatever. Okay, subscribe if you're not subscribed. Check my track, download it for free in my SoundCloud, or I will link also a link on the description. Okay, and nothing else. See you in the next video.